Good afternoon, class. And we were
Yes,
studying
ma'am.
the age of industrialization, right? It started between 17th to 18th century, correct? And it came to India with the help of the British, right? And why the people were attracted towards industrialization. That also we have seen. And now today we will see hand labor and steam power. So there's a comparison between hand labor, like whatever was done, the industries which existed priorly in India, they were all like all the products were made by hand. Even the cloth, right? Handloom was practiced then. And what happened with the steam part, with the machines? Okay, that we are going to study today. So I hope you have the 10th standard history textbook, a sharp and alert mind. These are the requirements. So, at what rate did industrialization grow? So, cotton was a leading industry, closely followed by iron and steel due to the development of railways. So, first was the iron and steel industry, what developed in India because with the development of railways. And next was the cotton industry because the quality of cotton was quite good in India and the production was also lump sum. So now traditional industries were well grounded and were not easily overthrown by the new ones. Though industrialization came in, though new machinery, new industries came in the country, but the traditional industries, which were the traditional industries that were there already existing, cotton and textile is one and the same, I hope. Okay, even the bullock carts were made. So all these small industries were there existing in the country. Were they overthrown with the new industries? The old industries were completely stopped with the upcoming new industries. What is the scenario? No. So basically what happened, they were so well grounded. The why we will see later. Okay, that they were like the people, the customers were very used to whatever was being given to them, the products which the traditional industries gave them. Okay, so they were not overthrown easily. We will see the reasons now. The pace of change was dynamically affected by innovation in machinery and technology. Now, pace of change is the speed. What the production of machinery and technology gave, the speed was more. They produced more. Okay, that was the thing. Then, new technology was neither quickly absorbed nor economically feasible to industrialists. So, the new products, new technology was not accepted by the country people, the common man. Okay, and it was also not feasible to the industrialist. Means what? Means it was not possible also for the industrialist to give the product in less price because the machinery used, the steam, like the raw material used, the labor cost, and all such factors. After considering all these factors, the product price was increased. Okay, because too many workers were there, the machinery cost was there. This also has to be included. Plus, to run the machine, this coal was used. Okay, so all this, after calculating all these, the machine product was very of high cost, so it was not uh, economically feasible to the industrialist to give the product at the rate of the local or traditional industries. Now countryside peasants and artisans worked for town merchants. This we have seen in the last PPT, right? So there was no shortage of human labor. So more human labor is equal to low wages, right? If any particular work, for any particular work, you have 10 people, then the wages given or the price for that work is lowered, right? And if you have less people doing a particular work, the price of that, the labor cost goes on increasing. This you can understand even today, like small thing, like take an example of, say, skilled labor and unskilled labor. Okay, those who are at labor chalk or clerks, there are many people who can do this work. Okay, mending something at your home, there are n number of people who can mend it. Okay, but if you want a skillful work to be done, say suppose like you want to build a house, n number of machines you will get, but architect are very few, right? And they cost more because they are skillful and they are less in number. Okay, and laborers are more in number, so their wages are less, right? So the equation, have you understood the equation? More human labor, low wages. Did you get it? Machinery would only prove to be an expensive alternative in such a scenario, right? So that's what I explained in the prior slide. So in cases where labor requirement was seasonal, okay, now seasonal products were produced, seasonal goods were produced, and for that, see, only work was required for, or the labor was required for part for that particular season. Yes, like sweater, raincoat. Yes. So for 8 months they were not doing anything. So in that case, it again made sense to hire people than maintain machinery. So maintaining the machinery without use for 8 months was not a sensible thing. And that costs were again put up on the goods, right? So the goods were costly. The machine made goods were costly. Okay. Now handmade products indicated fineness and variety, which machine manufactured goods could not deliver. Now, this we are talking about that era, not today's scenario. Okay, when nations came in, this is early 19th century. So at that time, the variations like, and the products, homemade products or handmade products were in such a way that you demanded something, and that like customized what we say today, that was being given by the uh, traditional skillful people, I can say. Okay, so handmade products indicated fineness and variety also, which machines did not deliver. While these conditions tipped in the favor of the working class, it wasn't exactly reciprocated by them. Since human labor was in such demand, it was signified immense competition and promoted the need to have contacts. Now here, need to understand that human labor was in demand, in such a demand that there was competition between the human labor. Those who were skillful, they were demanded more. The people who were dealing with the goods made, they were asking for good or skillful laborers or skillful humans. Okay, and this was done with contacts. So you need to have a good contact and good networking. You should know exactly if you want to say, if you want to buy a sari, or if you want to have you have to prepare a furniture at your home, so you should know who is a good carpenter. For that, you should know the people who are doing this work, or else you should know the people who have made some person work from him. Okay, there were no internet, there were no brands then, right? So what was the means? You have the contact of skillful people. Either you know them, or you know a person who has made the thing done for himself. म्हणजे जर आपल्याला कार्पेंटरी करायची, आपल्याला फर्निचर करायचंय घरामध्ये, एक तर आपल्याला कार्पेंटर माहिती हवा, नाही तर असा माणूस ज्याने स्वतःच्या घरात फर्निचर केलंय, आपण ते बघितलंय, अँड देन वी आर सॅटिस्फाईड अँड वी टेक द कॉन्टॅक्ट नंबर फ्रॉम हिम. देर वॉज नो गुगल, देर वॉज नो ब्रँड ॲट दॅट टाइम, isn't it? So contacts were important, and competition was there. Okay. And Shubham, yes, this second point you are asking for, why these competition tipped in the favor of the working class. So now here what the thing is that working class was tipped in the favor means what? Those who went to the town or those who were working for the town merchants, they were favored or they felt that they were favored, but that was not the case because that work was maybe I am saying maybe seasonal. So, seasonal work requirement also resulted in unemployment for long durations. So, after the season was over till the next season, these people were unemployed. Okay. Even though wages increased towards the 19th century, inflation also stuck the world. Now, what happened in the 19th century was the inflation. What is inflation now? So, general rise in the price of products. Okay. So, that with that, even though you are earning a handful, but if when you go to purchase in the market price of a particular uh, product or the requirement or basic needs is rising, that is inflamed. Okay. So, again, they were they had less money to buy the things, basic needs also. Okay, that was the scenario towards the 19th century. So, higher wages did not help the poor attain the decent living conditions. The daily necessities were simply priced higher. Okay, so even nowadays, maybe some when the budgets are there, or maybe after some news comes up, you must have heard your mother, father, grandparents, anybody nearby people like even the neighbors, your mama talking to the neighbors, you must have heard that they go on saying that mehengai bad gayi hai, inflation is. So when the wages go up, even the prices of the basic needs or few like the decent living conditions also goes up, and it becomes difficult to meet the demand. Okay, yes, exactly, Shubham. Mostly of petrol goes on increasing if after 2 months and 3 months. So many a times you must have heard father saying this, your fathers saying this कि महंगाई बहुत बढ़ गई है ना. Okay, now the fear of being replaced with machinery was real, and so machines were not accepted by the working class. So, if everyone rushed towards the factories to get employment and the traditional industries were replaced with machinery, that then it would have been a very bad scenario. So that was a fear कि भाई machinery हमारी जगह ना ले ले, and that is why the machines were boycotted, we can say, or they were not accepted by the working class. Those who had work in their hand, they were not uh, expecting that the machines or the demand for machines should grow, because ultimately they would suffer. That is all about today's topic, hand labor and steam power.
If you like our videos, do share them and subscribe to our channel. If you want awesome quizzes, write to us. Keep watching and keep learning with Walnut.